When others doubt you, let your actions speak louder than their words. When they mock you, let their laughter fuel your determination. And when they sleep, you rise. Because greatness isn't built in comfort, it's forged in silence. Picture this: you're grinding relentlessly while others waste their time judging, gossiping, or doubting you. Every step you take, every sacrifice you make is pushing you miles ahead. So far ahead that one day they'll stop mocking and start wondering how you did it. The truth is, life is noisy. People will try to distract you, drag you down, and fill your head with doubt. But here's the question you need to ask yourself: are their opinions worth more than your future? In this video, we'll explore the Buddha's path to success, a strategy that teaches you how to silence the noise, master discipline, and persevere with relentless focus. Because when life gets tough, and it will, that's your moment to rise, to fight back, and to prove that nothing can derail your progress. Don't miss out the powerful bonus lesson at the end that could completely transform the way you approach challenges and achieve greatness. If you take away just one thing from this video, let it be this: the greatest revenge isn't anger, it's success. And that success, it's built in silence. Let's dive in. Lesson number 1: why working hard in silence matters. In the quiet stillness of the earth, a seed begins its journey. Beneath the surface, unseen by the world, it extends its roots, reaching deep into the soil. This hidden effort is essential, for without it, the seed can never grow strong enough to face the elements above. Your journey is no different. Growth, like the seed's roots, often happens in silence, away from prying eyes and external validation. In a world constantly craving attention, the temptation to announce your goals and achievements is ever present. Social media thrives on this need for validation, turning life into a performance. But true progress is not a spectacle. It is a sacred process nurtured in silence, where you can focus fully on the work without being derailed by the opinions of others. Buddhist philosophy teaches that silence is not emptiness, but fullness. The Buddha once said, "When the mind is silent, the heart speaks." In this silence, you hear your inner voice, the voice that guides your purpose, unhindered by the noise of the world. Working quietly cultivates resilience. It creates a space for focus, allowing you to channel your energy toward growth, rather than dissipating it through seeking approval. Imagine a sculptor working on a masterpiece. Each stroke of the chisel, each careful carve, is done in solitude. The world sees only the finished sculpture, not the hours of painstaking effort. Similarly, when you work in silence, you give yourself the freedom to make mistakes, to learn, and to grow at your own pace. In today's world, the modern challenge lies in resisting the urge to broadcast every step of your journey. Announcing your plans too soon exposes them to scrutiny and judgment, often diminishing your motivation. When you protect your goals by keeping them private, you protect your energy as well. The roots of your efforts grow stronger, anchoring you firmly for the challenges ahead. How often do you pause to nurture your roots before seeking the spotlight? Working hard in silence is not about hiding. It's about preserving the sanctity of your process. It's about growing into your potential without distraction. And when the time comes to rise above the soil, your progress will speak louder than any words ever could. This year, take a step back, turn inward, guard your dreams like a flame against the wind, because in silence, growth becomes powerful, purposeful, and unshakable. Now, ask yourself, what roots can you strengthen in silence today? The compounding effect of effort, the brick-by-brick wall. Imagine a wall so tall and indestructible that it withstands storms, earthquakes, and the test of time. Now picture its humble beginnings, a single brick laid carefully in place. One brick doesn't seem like much, but brick by brick, day by day, the wall begins to take shape. This is the power of small, consistent actions. In Buddhist philosophy, this principle is reflected in the idea of steady, mindful progress. Success is not a sudden leap, but a quiet accumulation of effort over time. Too often we feel overwhelmed by the enormity of our goals. Writing a book seems daunting. Starting a business feels insurmountable. But what if, instead of focusing on the end result, you concentrated on the next brick? What if you wrote just 1 page a day, made one meaningful connection, or practiced mindfulness for 10 minutes? Each small action builds on the last, compounding into something extraordinary. The Buddha taught, "A jug fills drop by drop." This timeless wisdom reminds us that greatness is not born from sporadic bursts of energy, but from the discipline of daily effort. Consider the story of the bamboo tree. For years, it shows no visible growth, its progress hidden beneath the surface. Then, almost overnight, it shoots up to towering heights. Why? Because during those silent years, it was laying a strong foundation underground. In today's world, the challenge lies in fighting the allure of instant gratification. We live in a society that celebrates quick wins and overnight success. But these stories often obscure the countless unseen hours of hard work. When we embrace the compounding effect of effort, we overcome the paralysis of procrastination and the pressure of perfectionism. Start small, break your goals into manageable tasks, and commit to them daily. Write for 10 minutes, exercise for 20, meditate for 5. The duration matters less than the consistency. Over time, these small actions gain momentum, transforming into habits that shape your character and build your future. Think of a mason laying bricks. Each brick may seem insignificant, but with patience and precision, they create something lasting and meaningful. Your work is no different. Focus on today's task, no matter how small, and trust the process. This year, don't aim for monumental leaps. Aim for small steps. Build your wall 1 brick at a time, and soon you'll look back and marvel at the fortress you've created. Now reflect. What is the first brick you can lay today to move closer to your vision? 3. Intrinsic motivation, the flame within. Deep within every person lies a flame, a quiet, steady fire that burns with purpose and potential. This flame is not fed by the applause of others or the fleeting glow of recognition. Instead, it draws strength from within, fueled by a deep sense of meaning and self-awareness. In the teachings of the Buddha, this inner flame symbolizes intrinsic motivation, the drive to act not for external rewards, but for the pure joy and fulfillment that comes from living in alignment with your values. The Buddha said, "Happiness does not depend on what you have, but on who you are." Yet, in today's world, it is easy to forget this wisdom. We are conditioned to seek validation from others, chasing accolades, likes, and approval. But when our motivation hinges on external praise, we risk burnout. The moment the applause stops, so does our drive. The flame falters. Imagine an artist painting in solitude. They do not create for fame, but for the joy of expression. Each stroke of the brush is a dialogue with their soul. This is the essence of intrinsic motivation, working for the love of the craft, for the personal growth it brings, and for the fulfillment of knowing you've honored your potential. Ask yourself, why do your goals matter to you? Is it to impress others, or is it because achieving them resonates with your core values? When your actions stem from intrinsic motivation, the journey becomes as rewarding as the destination. You become resilient, finding joy even in challenges, because the flame within you burns brightly, undisturbed by the winds of criticism or praise. In Buddhist philosophy, This is the path of right intention, acting with purpose and clarity, unshaken by external distractions. Reflecting on why you pursue your goals helps you align your actions with your deeper self. Instead of seeking approval, focus on the growth, wisdom, and skills you gain along the way. The modern challenge is learning to disconnect from external noise and reconnect with yourself. Spend time in silence and reflection. Meditate on your intentions. When you set goals, ask not, "What will others think?" but rather, "How will this help me grow?" This shift in mindset brings lasting fulfillment and shields you from the emptiness of external validation. This year, let your motivation come from within. Nurture your flame. Work not to prove others wrong, but to prove yourself right. Because when you pursue your goals for the joy of becoming, your flame becomes unquenchable, a beacon guiding you to success and inner peace. Now, take a moment. What ignites your inner fire, and how can you keep it burning? In the stillness of a pond amidst murky waters blooms the lotus. Unstained by the mud that surrounds it, the lotus rises with grace, embodying purity and focus. This symbol, deeply rooted in Buddhist philosophy, reminds us of the power of resilience and clarity in the midst of chaos. Just as the lotus thrives in adverse conditions, we too must learn to bloom amidst the distractions and noise of the modern world. In today's fast-paced society, information overload is unavoidable. Notifications buzz, deadlines loom, and opinions bombard us from every corner. Our minds are stretched thin, jumping from one task to another, losing focus on what truly matters. The Buddha taught, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." Yet, how often do we allow the noise of the world to pull us away from the present, diluting our energy and scattering our attention? Being the lotus means filtering out the distractions and reclaiming your focus. Start by creating a sanctuary of silence. Limit unnecessary notifications and carve out time to disconnect from technology. Even 10 minutes of mindfulness can quiet the chatter in your mind and help you regain clarity. When you prioritize moments of stillness, you allow yourself to focus on what truly aligns with your purpose. Imagine a craftsman working on a delicate sculpture. Their workspace is quiet, their tools carefully arranged, their attention undivided. In this focused state, the chaos of the world fades, and all that remains is the art. This is how you must approach your work. Clear the mud of distractions, and you will find your creativity and potential rising like the lotus above the pond. The challenge, of course, lies in staying grounded amidst the constant pull of the external world. Social media thrives on distraction. The workplace demands urgency, and societal pressures encourage comparison. To overcome this, remember that not everything demands your attention. Choose wisely, focus on what truly adds value to your life, and let the rest fade into the background. This year, be like the lotus. Stay rooted in your values while rising above the noise. Let your actions speak louder than the distractions around you. When you filter out the unnecessary, you make space for what truly matters: growth, peace, and purpose. Pause for a moment and reflect. What distractions are holding you back? And how can you create a space of clarity to let your inner lotus bloom? The answers lie within the silence you create. 5. Focus on process over praise, the art of non-attachment. Picture an artist standing before a blank canvas. With each brushstroke, they pour their heart into the work, not for recognition, not for approval, but for the sheer joy of creating. They lose themselves in the rhythm of the process, completely detached from the outcome. When the masterpiece is complete, they feel fulfilled not because of applause, but because they honored the process. This is the art of non-attachment, a cornerstone of Buddhist wisdom. The Buddha taught, attachment is the root of suffering. In our pursuit of success, we often tether our happiness to outcomes, a promotion, accolades, or financial milestones. But this attachment creates a fragile foundation. When things don't go as planned, we crumble. When success does come, it feels fleeting, leaving us hungry for more. The cycle is endless, fueled by an obsession with results rather than a love for the journey. The modern world magnifies this challenge. Social media showcases only the highlights, people's awards, achievements, and finished products. It's easy to compare your messy middle to someone else's polished end. But this perspective robs you of the present moment. True fulfillment isn't found in the applause of others, but in the quiet satisfaction of knowing you gave your best. Imagine your goals as a masterpiece in progress. Each brushstroke represents a step in your journey. Early mornings spent learning, late nights refining your skills, moments of doubt and breakthroughs of clarity. The beauty lies not just in the finished painting, but in the story behind it. Celebrate each brushstroke. Celebrate the effort, the discipline, and the lessons learned along the way. Focusing on the process also helps dissolve perfectionism. When you're obsessed with outcomes, the fear of failure becomes paralyzing. You hesitate to start, worried your efforts won't be good enough. But when you shift your focus to the process, failure transforms into feedback and progress becomes inevitable. This year, embrace the art of non-attachment. Approach your work with mindfulness, immersing yourself in the present moment. Detach from the need for praise or validation and find joy in the act of creating, learning, and growing. Remember, the masterpiece is not just the final product, it's the entire journey of its creation. What steps can you take today to immerse yourself fully in the process without worrying about the results? Let this mindset guide you in 2025, turning your in into its own reward. Because the true masterpiece is not what you achieve, but who you become along the way. 6. Results speak louder, the bamboo's sudden growth. Deep in the earth, a bamboo seed rests in silence. For years it appears as if nothing is happening. Day after day, the gardener waters it, nourishes the soil, and waits. To an outsider, the effort might seem wasted, but beneath the surface, something incredible is taking place. The bamboo is quietly growing roots, spreading wide and deep, laying the foundation for what's to come. Then, almost overnight, it shoots upward, reaching incredible heights in a matter of weeks. The years of unseen effort lead to a sudden and spectacular transformation. Your journey is no different. In life, much of the hard work we put in feels invisible. The late nights studying, the countless hours refining your craft, the sacrifices no one else sees. It can all feel like you're running in place. But just like the bamboo, success requires time, patience, and persistence. It's in the silent preparation that your roots are forming, creating the strength to sustain your eventual growth. The Buddha taught, endurance is one of the most difficult disciplines, but it is to the one who endures that the final victory comes. In a world that demands instant gratification, it's easy to feel discouraged when results don't appear immediately. But true growth, like the bamboo, takes time. When you remain consistent, trusting the process even when progress feels invisible, you're building something far greater than temporary success. You're cultivating resilience and depth. Modern challenges often test our patience. Social media celebrates quick wins, leading many to compare their behind-the-scenes struggles to others' highlight reels. But remember, visible success is often rooted in years of silent effort. The most meaningful accomplishments are rarely instant. They are the result of persistence and dedication. Imagine an entrepreneur working tirelessly on their dream, For years they face rejection, setbacks, and doubt. But they keep going, knowing that every step, no matter how small, contributes to the foundation. And then, one day, everything changes. Their idea takes off, and the world sees the overnight success that was years in the making. This year, be like the bamboo. Focus on laying strong roots. Stay disciplined in your efforts, even when no one is watching, even when progress feels slow. Trust that the work you're doing in silence will one day lead to growth so rapid and remarkable that it will leave others in awe. Ask yourself, what roots are you building today that will support your future success? Trust in the unseen, knowing that when the time is right, your bamboo will rise, and the results will speak louder than words ever could. 7. Discipline over comfort, walking the noble path. Imagine a monk walking barefoot on a narrow, rocky path. The journey is long, the terrain unforgiving, but each step is purposeful. The monk doesn't avoid the sharp stones or search for an easier road. Instead, they embrace the discomfort, knowing that every step is a lesson in discipline, resilience, and growth. This is the noble path in action, a path that prioritizes effort and discipline over fleeting comfort, leading not just to success, but to transformation. In our modern lives, the temptation to stay within the bounds of comfort is ever present. It's easy to hit snooze, to postpone the workout, to put off the difficult conversation, or to avoid the challenging project. But comfort is a deceptive friend. It soothes in the moment, but stagnates growth over time. The Buddha taught, the path to enlightenment is paved with effort and discipline. It is through effort, not ease, that we uncover our true potential. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Consider an athlete training for a marathon. Each morning they rise before dawn, running mile after mile. It's not comfortable. The body aches, the lungs burn, and there are days they question their resolve. But with each run, they grow stronger, not just physically, but mentally. When race day comes, their preparation allows them to cross the finish line, while others who chose comfort over consistency remain on the sidelines. Modern challenges make discipline harder to maintain. Instant gratification is at our fingertips. Entertainment, distractions, and indulgences that promise ease but deliver emptiness. Social media glorifies quick wins, creating the illusion that success is immediate and effortless. But true achievement requires a different mindset. It requires walking your own rocky path, embracing the discomfort that comes with growth. Start small, but start deliberately. Discipline doesn't mean leaping into drastic changes overnight. It's about consistently choosing the harder but better option. Wake up a little earlier. Dedicate 10 focused minutes to the task you've been avoiding. Say no to distractions that don't align with your goals. Each small decision strengthens your mental muscles, much like lifting a single weight contributes to building physical strength over time. The beauty of discipline is that it becomes a habit. What once felt daunting becomes second nature. Tasks that seemed insurmountable no longer intimidate you. Your confidence grows, not because the path became easier, but because you became stronger. Reflect on your own journey. What comforts are holding you back, and what steps can you take to embrace discipline today? Remember, every step outside your comfort zone is a step closer to your true potential. The rocky path may challenge you, but it is the only one that leads to the summit. Step forward with purpose, for the noble path awaits. Bonus lesson: silence as power, the quiet strength of the Buddha. In a small village long ago, a young man approached the Buddha, his words sharp with anger. He hurled insults, questioning the Buddha's wisdom, his teachings, and even his character. The Buddha sat still, unshaken, his expression calm. When the man finally stopped, the Buddha spoke. If someone offers you a gift and you do not accept it, to whom does the gift belong? The man, puzzled, replied, to the giver. The Buddha smiled gently. Then I do not accept your words. This simple response shifted the man's anger into astonishment. Silence had prevailed over chaos. In today's noisy world, silence is a power that's often overlooked. We are endlessly surrounded by opinions, expectations, and distractions, making the urge to react, prove, or defend ourselves almost irresistible. Yet real strength isn't found in loud declarations or constant arguments. It resides in calm confidence. The Buddha's unwavering calmness teaches us that silence is not a sign of weakness. Instead, it is a fortress of inner power. When you put effort into working silently, you conserve your energy. You don't waste it chasing approval or participating in pointless conflicts. Instead, you direct it towards your growth, focus, and goals. Silence creates room for reflection and renewal, allowing you to approach situations with greater clarity and understanding. It becomes a wellspring of resilience, a shield against doubt and negativity. Think about the story of a young artist. She poured her heart into her creations, working quietly, undistracted by applause or criticism. When her artwork finally reached the world, it spoke volumes on its own. Her silence wasn't a void, it was strength. It gave her the space to focus on what truly mattered, the craft, not the audience. In today's world, embracing silence can feel like an uphill battle. Social media amplifies the urge to showcase every success, justify every failure, and explain every choice. But silence allows you to rise above this constant noise. It liberates you from the pressure to prove yourself, giving you the clarity to concentrate on what truly matters. Make silence a daily habit. Begin with small moments of stillness. Switch off your phone, sit quietly with your thoughts, and resist the impulse to react. When confronted with criticism, take a moment to pause. Ask yourself, does this situation truly need a response, or is silence the more powerful choice? Over time, you'll discover that silence becomes your greatest strength, turning doubt into determination and criticism into fuel for self-growth. How can silence become a source of power in your journey? Remember, silence isn't the absence of action. It's the bedrock of purposeful action. Like the Buddha, you too can embody quiet strength, allowing your actions to speak louder than your words. While the world demands noise, let 2025 be the year where your silence becomes your greatest asset. In our relentless chase for success, we often overlook that real power isn't found in what we declare, but in what we do consistently. Buddhist teachings remind us that the road to greatness is built not with noise, but through calm, intentional effort. Like bamboo, which strengthens its roots beneath the soil before it shoots skyward, your quiet persistence is laying a solid foundation for the life you aspire to build. The principles we've reflected on today, discipline, inner motivation, filtering out distractions, and focusing on the journey, are far more than strategies for achievement. They are the keys to finding peace in the midst of chaos. Zen philosophy reminds us, when the mind is silent, the entire universe bows down. By embracing silence, we create the space to connect with our innermost truths and align with the natural flow of life. As you continue your journey this year, let your actions quietly reflect a determination that seeks no external validation. Let your growth, like the lotus, rise above the mud of doubt and distractions, becoming a silent source of inspiration for others. Remember, the most profound transformations often unfold unseen, hidden yet deeply meaningful. If these reflections touched your heart, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. Remind yourself of this truth. Success is not just a destination, but the person you become along the way. Your silence is your strength, and your persistence is your power. We'd love to hear your thoughts, reflections, and takeaways in the comments below. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like and share it with someone who could benefit from these insights. Subscribe to Buddha's Eternal Wisdom for more transformative teachings and discover how to live a life filled with peace, purpose, and quiet power.